Blessa and I are working together to do a massive giveaway in this video, so be sure to stay tuned for details. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate you. So today's video is just going to be a good old-fashioned TikTok reaction. This is the first video that's going up in December, so I hope all of my American subscribers who celebrate Thanksgiving had a great Thanksgiving. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you had a relaxing, hopefully kind of break from work. I did that and it was great, so I hope you did too. Let's just get into it. I don't really have an intro other than the fact that we're like so close to 100,000 subscribers. Like less than oh my god, so crazy. I'm so excited. I think getting there by January might be too lofty of a goal. I don't know, but that would be really dope. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, but let's just get into the video. Okay, so I have some picked out here, and they are all pretty timely, I think, so they're not super old like some of my other reactions are, or at least the videos that I react to are. So let's just get into it.
Yes, it's the same makeup as yesterday because yes, I slept in the gyms, and yes, they stayed for the most part. And yes, I just watched Wicked the movie. And I love that there is fat people in the cast. I love that there's fat dancers. I love that there's a fat best friend. And I also hate that both of the two sidekicks to Galinda are never named, referred to their names or anything. They're just minions. I think that's supposed to be a point for power play, but ultimately I'm what would it be like for Alphabet to be fat or for Galinda to be fat? Because everybody apparently is fine with fat people in the land and people of different minority groups, marginalized groups, etc. But the color green is obviously the part where they just can't hang, you know? And again, a reminder that this is about fascism and what would you do?
Okay, so this is a video from Fierce Fat Femme, and they are talking about the Wicked movie, which I have not seen yet, but I am so excited to go see as a retired theater kid. But they're basically talking about the cast is very diverse, and I've seen that much, and I think that is great. And I have seen that there are just fat actors just for the sake of being there. They're not, their size isn't part of the conversation, none of that. And I think that is great. I don't know who the sidekicks that she's talking about are. I'll be honest. The caption for this was diversity for diversity's sake. And so I was watching this video and I was like, oh, okay, cool. They're okay. They liked the size inclusivity of the movie. They're cool with that, whatever. And then the caption was diversity for diversity's sake. And I was just okay, when can we be happy? When can we just be happy to have more representation in media? And I really appreciate the fact that they do acknowledge that Elphaba's skin being green is the thing that people can't deal with in the story. But I'm also then why are we posing hypotheticals of what if Elphaba was fat? Because that's just not the story. I don't know. For me, with Wicked, I have always seen, I've never understood why white actresses have played Elphaba on Broadway for so long, because to me, it's about the plight of Black women. That is always, that's always something I have read Wicked as. And so I was really happy when Cynthia Erivo was cast as Elphaba in this movie, because I think Elphaba has always been meant to be a Black woman or to be played by a Black woman. And so I think that should be the main talking point of this whole show, because that's what it's about. But yeah, I just don't think Elphaba being fat or any of the characters being fat is really relevant to the story, because it's not. Would it have added another level of marginalization to one of the characters? Sure, but it's just never been part of the story, as far as I know, when I know a little bit. So I don't know. I just wanted to get started with this one because everybody everybody's talking about Wicked right now, and I'm so excited to go see it. But yeah, I have a couple more from Marissa Matthews, so let's just get into that. Before we get into the rest of today's video, I want to thank today's video sponsor, Bellesa. Now, Bellesa has been a longtime friend of the channel, but if you don't know who or what Bellesa is, they are a by women company for all things sexual wellness. Bellesa's main mission is to empower everyone to explore, embrace, and celebrate their sexuality. Now, like I've talked about in other Bellesa integrations before, I was a customer first before I started working with them, but now they have been sending me things to try and to show you. And today they sent me the Flutter Vibe, and I think this thing is pretty cool. So let me just show you how it works. The Flutter Vibe is great for people who have vulvas who like both internal and external stimulation. This part is meant to be inserted. It has 5 vibration modes. And then this part does this. Yeah, okay, does that. Get into it. And it is meant to simulate the experience of a human tongue, but with more precision. So, great. In my opinion, this is a super unique toy, and I think it is a great option for anybody who likes dual stimulation. And like most other Bellesa toys, it is made of super soft, water-safe silicone, so you can have some fun in the tub or wherever else you feel like it. And also, it is rechargeable, so you don't have any drama with batteries. And I am pleased to announce that just like every other time I talk to you guys about Bellesa, we are doing a giveaway using the link down below in my description, and everyone who enters will either receive a massive discount or a fully free toy. And I have entered these giveaways many times in the past. I've used my own link in the past, and I have gotten like $50 discounts, and I've seen some of you guys get like the fully free toy and at least tell me that you've gotten the fully free toy. And yeah, I also believe they have other great discounts going on for Cyber Monday, so there's just discounts and deals galore going on right now, so just be sure to go check out the link down below in my description. Thank you so much to Bellesa for sponsoring today's video, and thank you as always to you guys for continuing to interact with my content so that brands like Bellesa want to keep working with me. It really, really means the world. Let me know what you got down below if you do enter my giveaway, because I am nosy, and let's just get back into the reaction.
Welcome back to my new series, everybody, where I teach you things that are fat-phobic that you may not have known are fat-phobic. Part 5. So next on the list is going to be having a preference. Now yes, everyone has a preference. Blah, 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 blah. But when you have a preference, you know what that means? It means you still like the 2 options, but you just prefer one over the other. That's what preference means. Not that you hate the other option. Preferring something still means that you like both options, but you just prefer one over the other. So saying that you prefer thin people, and that's your type, that's fine. But when you say it in that context, that still means that you like both options. So misusing the term incorrectly, and then doing that on top of it, it's fat phobia.
Okay, so both the videos that I have from Marissa are from this like series, and I don't know, because I know some of the ones that she posted in this series were from like a couple years ago, so I don't know if these are as well, but I'd never seen them before, so I decided to throw them in here. I've talked about preferences and things like that on my channel in regards to fat people quite a bit, and this is because like I have experienced dating as both a like bigger person and more like I guess a smaller person. And so I guess I just never agreed with the fact that like people not being attracted to fat people is fat phobic. Like I've never seen that, because like for me, what you like is what you like, and what you're attracted to is what you're attracted to. And people use the term preference just to talk about that. And I think Marissa overcomplicates it purposefully in this video by just using this like word salad of like, it's you like 2 things, but you prefer the other one. That's what preference means, and blah, blah. Like, I have always just thought in this context, when people talked about preferences in terms of partners and looks and whatever, that it just means that they liked the other one. Like that, like they liked what they like, you know what I mean? I've always been of the mindset that like, so long as you're not harmful or like hateful with your preferences, then like that's all that really matters. Like if you're not attracted to somebody for whatever reason, like just don't be a dick to them. And that's all we really ask for. I always knew when I entered into dating that like for whatever reason, like body size or not, I'm not going to be for everybody, and not everybody is going to be for me. And that's just how dating is. Like that's just how meeting people, attraction works. Like, and I think a lot of times with body size and stuff like that, it's a kind of attraction that people can't really explain. It's just more what they're into. And like I kin it to like I'm queer, and like I can't explain why I like women and men and gender nondescript people. I just am. And like that's just, it is what it is. And I think the same goes for a lot of people in regards to body size. So I don't think it's fatphobic. Anyways, on to the next one.
Welcome back to my new series, everybody, where I teach you about things that are fatphobic that you may not have known are fatphobic. Part 6. We're gonna take it all the way back to the dating apps. When someone puts something in their bio that says, I like people who are active. Now that is a statement that insinuates and assumes that all fat people are lazy and don't work out and don't move. Therefore, having that in your bio is fat phobia. Now, you could have any number of things in your bio like this that could be considered fat phobic. Likes a partner who has an active lifestyle. Prefers a partner who works out. Those are just code ways to say I don't like fat people, which is fine, sure. But to be blatantly fat phobic is not okay. There are other ways to go about this. Just don't match with fat people. It's that simple. Stay tuned for the next part. Thanks so much.
Okay, so this one was the one that made me like dig deeper into finding more parts for this series, because I was like, oh, we're going here. Okay, so like the whole point of dating and the whole point of finding a relationship, if that is something that you want, to me at least, is finding someone who meshes in your lifestyle. And if you live an active lifestyle, chances are you are probably going to want to find someone who also lives an active lifestyle. And I will say, based on my own personal experience, does this go for everybody? No, but this is just my own. I have been able to date people who have this in their profile, who are like stereotypically like fit, I guess, while I am like a fat person, because I do live a pretty active lifestyle. Like I like lifting, I like all of that kind of stuff, and I am still fat, and that is what it is for now. But like they saw that and it was fine. Like it was enough for them. I also think there is an overwhelming statistic that gym bros just like fat, like fatter women, and I don't know why that is, but that's just been my experience. Okay. Anyways, I think saying that people who put they like someone who likes an active lifestyle is saying that you don't like fat people is just projecting so much onto that person. And I get so much of your own insecurity onto that person who you have probably never spoken to in your life, because that's usually how dating apps work, right? And I'm just like, dude, like, God forbid people put what they want in a partner in their life, in their dating app profile. Like, I live in Colorado, right? I hate hiking. I do not like hiking. You will never catch me on a hike. I'll go on a hike. Well, maybe not never. I'll go on a hike if I'm feeling it, if I have a bug up my butt to go on a hike. But typically I'm not like in the mountains every weekend, blah, blah, blah. And so like, I know that people who are into that aren't going to be my cup of tea, because they're going to try and make me do that, and I don't want to do that. For me, if someone wasn't into me or didn't see me as a good fit because I didn't like a hobby that they liked, aka hiking or things like, or being in the mountains every weekend, I would not say, oh, that's because I'm fat. Like, is that not what she's saying here? Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Because also, another thing that she talks about all the time is how you can't assume that fat people don't work out often or don't eat healthy. So I'm just like, which one is it? Like, is putting that you want someone with an active lifestyle inherently going against fat people? Or do fat people, like, not exercise or not eat healthy? Or is it somewhere in between? Because I think it's somewhere in between. Again, this goes back to the conversation of you do not have to be for everyone and not everybody has to be for you. And I've had a video on my video idea list about fat activism's like obsession with desirability and like being desirable to everyone, regardless of how much they say that they're trying to like just be themselves and unapologetically themselves. They're still so obsessed with desirability, and to the point where it kind of like mimics like incels. And I have wanted to make that video for a long time, and I'm going to soon because it's just something that I can't stop thinking about because it comes up so often when I'm finding content for these videos. And yeah, I don't know. I just thought this was ridiculous. Anyways, we have one from J Bay.
Remember how I said fat liberation is a civil rights issue? Well, I still stand by that. I saw the comment above, and while I respect differing opinions, my stance hasn't changed. If you're curious about why I feel this way, check out the caption and comments for more context. Let's keep this conversation going. This fight isn't just for me, it's for all of us. We deserve respect, dignity, and equal rights.
Okay, so the thing that stuck out to me about this one from J Bay, who, if you don't know who J Bay is, I've done a couple videos on her specifically and her like plus size travel petition. She is responding to a comment saying, as a fat Black woman, I do not like the idea that you're equating civil rights with our fatness. Please rethink this, Jay. And that what you just saw was her response. But there's more in the there's more in the caption, so I wanted to talk about that here. She says, being a fat mixed woman with African American roots, I've always felt that the weight of living in a world that expects conformity, whether it's to body standards, racial expectations, or any box society tries to put us in. The fight for fat liberation isn't just about our bodies, it's about our right to exist fully as we are without judgment or discrimination. Civil rights are about having the freedom to live with dignity, respect, and equal opportunity. For me, fat liberation fits into that bigger picture because the struggles for equality and acceptance don't stop at race or gender, they extend to our bodies too. We all deserve to move through this world without fear of being devalued because of how we look. I know not everyone will see it this way, and I understand that, but for me, the fight is about more than just personal experiences. It's about ensuring that everyone, no matter their size or identity, can stand tall and be treated with respect. Okay, so I think this is still I think it's wild that we're still drawing comparisons to, like, fatness and like what Americans typically think of as civil rights, right? Because Jalen's American, especially right now, because this was also posted post-election. Without going too much into my political beliefs, because honestly, I posted about the election after the election, how I was devastated and still am devastated, and I'm scared and still am scared. And the amount of people who were like surprised at my political affiliations and stuff like that, I was like, have you looked at me? Have you like listened to me? Have you listened to me talk? I think there are more important civil rights issues at hand right now than how fat people are treated in society. And I think we are going to be seeing a lot of equivalencies made by the fat acceptance movement during this time of like fatness with any other fat phobia and stuff like that, with any other kind of civil rights issues that are going to be brought up right now. And I think now is just not the time to do that. And I am seeing it already, and I am fearful of what's going to happen as time progresses, as the presidencies change and everything like that, I'm fearful of what more, like I said, false equivalencies we're going to be seeing. I think to respond to someone who's identifying themselves as a black woman, as a fat black woman, being like, hey, maybe rethink this take, and just being like, actually, you're wrong and this is what I think is bold. I made a whole video on the weird world of fat activism, feminism, and how I think the good majority of it, although Jalen isn't white, but like I think the majority of fat activism is a lot of white women suppressing the voices of women of color and using women of color as like a shield almost to like not get criticism. And yeah, I have a whole video on that, but this got me thinking, just because of the time and everything like that it was posted. I was like, we're going to be seeing a lot more fat activists, I feel, conflating their fat issues with actual civil rights issues that are probably going to happen next year after Trump takes office again. And I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I have another point to make, but it kind of ties into the next TikTok, so let's just watch that real quick.
Hi, this message is for all the fat folks, all my fat friends on here. If you're not fat, you can just scroll up. Okay, now that it's just us, how you doing? I know, it's a lot right now, but I want to remind you that this is what we have been preparing for in caring for our bodies, in building community, creating collective care. It's all needed right now. So I want you to find some joy, because that is an act of resistance. The fact that you are not controllable and you are not brain dead because you are dieting your life away, that is an act of resistance. And I know it feels hard, but I want you to go outside and smell the fresh air, maybe put your feet in some grass, maybe eat a delicious snack, and remember, we get through this together by taking care of each other and by choosing collective care. Okay, I'll talk to you later, but I just want to remind you, you're incredible. We got this.
So I just want to start off by saying I think this creator is adorable. Like, just objectively, I think they are super cute. Like, they have like a really cute nose. And I was like, they're so cute. But I don't fully agree with what they're saying, but I think they're adorable. So I just want to start that out with that. But again, this goes towards the last thing. This was posted after the election, and I think what people are starting to see more of now is, now that we've seen that the popular vote and everything was overwhelmingly conservative, I think people are starting to draw more conclusions with things that we've seen on social media, with like the thin is in thing becoming trendy again, and like women being pushed subconsciously by like creators like Nara Smith and other like homemaking women to maybe potentially try and push us into the more trad wife lifestyle, which also gets associated with thinness and things like that. I think that's kind of where this like conversation is coming from, because I will say that I have felt as though we are going back to like the early 2000s again in terms of how plus size women are looked at and stuff like that on TikTok and things. And TikTok is like the main perpetrator of that. Like I've seen more of it on my For You page of like thinspo and things like that, like unhealthy thinspo and things like that. That is concerning for me to see, because I'm like, oh my God, we're here again. And I do think that there could be a correlation made with now seeing where our country was at when, like, I think a lot of us are in an echo chamber and did not realize that it was that serious until the election. And then seeing, like, like fat people starting to be just like bullied more and more and more again online, because I honestly have seen an uptick in that, right? Not even just fat people, but women who aren't like rail thin being bullied online for their weight. And that is just something that could be a whole other conversation for another time. The relationship between, actually, I have a video kind of talking about conservatism and weight loss and things like that. And I've been wanting to make a deeper video into that, because I do think there is a link there. Anyways, and like conservatism and fitness and stuff like that. Anyway, it's not like we can't talk about things that affect us that affected us before the election, after the election. I think we should keep doing that. But yeah, I don't know, something about just the timing of this rubbed me the wrong way. And also framing like not going on a diet or like remaining fat as like an act of resistance really rubbed me the wrong way, because there's going to be a lot of things that people are going to be doing as an act of resistance, and I think that's okay, but I don't know if like promoting remaining fat as an act of resistance and saying that you're brain dead if you're dieting is really the way to go right now. And yeah, that just rubbed me the wrong way. That verbiage rubbed me the wrong way, and I wanted to talk about it here. I don't know if I've really like vocalized my thoughts on this like post-election and how my view of this kind of rhetoric has changed even since then. But I just think, especially people in the US, I don't know where this person is located, but people in the US, like, let me see where they're located. Oregon. Okay, so they are in America. I don't know. I just think there are bigger issues at hand right now than how fat people are going to be treated in society. And I say this as a fat person, okay? And that's it. Yeah, that's all I have. Battery's about to die, so I gotta power through this outro. Thank you so much to Bellessa for sponsoring today's video. Remember to go click the link down below in my description to enter the giveaway and let me know what you got, because I'm nosy. And thank you so much for watching up until this point. Leave a Christmas tree emoji, because it is December now and I celebrate Christmas and I love Christmas lights. And yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, drink your water, take your meds, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.